On Sunday morning, reports came out that Vladimir Putin had set his nuclear deterrent forces in Russia on high alert. Now this morning, it was reported from some folks on Twitter, I have not been able to find articles yet to back this up, but that Russia says, no, we did not mean to do this. This was based on comments made by, I think it was Liz Truss over in the UK. And, she said some things, so then we did this. But yeah, totally her fault. We're not ready with nuclear deterrence. Except, again, we have to look at everything with a skeptical eye. And we do know that Russia made this announcement yesterday. So until we see firm reports with Vladimir Putin on TV, verifying that it is the day that it is, right? Because a lot of the stuff that came out last week, people noticed you're wearing the exact same thing in your address on Thursday that you wore on Monday. This all seems a bit pre-recorded. So anyway, until they come out and say that no, our nuclear forces are not on high alert, we have to assume, unfortunately, that they are. So here's the breakdown of what could potentially be happening here. As I mentioned in a segment earlier, the entire world, with the exception of China, has basically turned against Russia right now. The rest of the planet is kind of united in thinking that what Russia is doing is absolutely abhorrent. So Russia could be doing this in just a show of force, right? They could be trying to let the rest of the world know, back off. Our nuclear deterrents, which means nuclear weapons, are ready to go. So if any of you want to jump into this fight, it's going to be horrible for everyone involved because we've got this mutually assured destruction. We have no problem going down with the ship. Okay? We'll nuke the hell out of everybody just to prove a point. Now that could be one of the things that they're saying, which is all smoke, no real fire. Or it could be that, yeah, we're ready. We're ready to strike. If the rest of the world gets involved, if these other countries, if the EU starts moving in troops, if America starts moving in troops, we're going to let this fly. We're going to do this. We're not bluffing. We're ready. We've got our subs in the Black Sea that can launch 500 nuclear weapons, and we're ready to go. Now, again, we don't know which this is. We know Putin's a bit of a grandstander, right? Kind of like Donald Trump. Loves to talk a big game, loves to act like he's the biggest, baddest, toughest guy out there. But, his forces are currently being repelled by average citizens hurling Molotov cocktails at them. So he's not looking too strong right now, thank goodness. So maybe this was his show of strength. Maybe this was, kind of the warning. Either way, any nuclear weapon fired, no matter who fires it, is effectively the beginning of World War III, which would in fact most likely be a nuclear war. Nobody wins in that situation. Nobody. Doesn't matter where these missiles hit, doesn't matter where they go, doesn't matter who fires them. If one gets let off the chain, it's the beginning of the end. So we have to play this carefully, we have to play this cool. It's best to not poke the bear. We have to find ways to force Russia out of Ukraine with, of course, without pissing them off, to fire off a nuclear weapon. I don't know how you do that. Nobody else, by the way, that you're seeing offer their punditry on this, nobody else knows how to do that. So I am hoping the Biden administration does in fact figure out a way. I'm hoping the EU figures out a way. Because you're not going to get answers from somebody on YouTube. You're not going to get answers from somebody on Twitter. This is bigger than any of us can fully comprehend. And it's dangerous. So maybe if these peace talks that are still taking place as of today, maybe if those are successful, all of this goes away. But if not, buckle up, because I fear it's going to get far worse before anything starts to get better. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.